Hey guys, welcome to the Ultimate Personal Training Podcast with Paul back again with another episode about goal setting. So today we're going to be talking about working with clients with goals and how we let our own implicit bias fall into this category. And I'm going to give you a link to a resource at the end of this, which will help you understand exactly what type of goals are set with your clients, and then also what behaviors, what type of workout programs, what type of nutrition coaching approaches you need to use to get them the best results for their particular needs. What often happens when a client comes to us, we generally have this need to impress the client, to set goals to them that are bigger than what the client may necessarily have. So I was inspired by this actually by watching an Instagram post of a colleague of mine, and it really resonated with me. Someone comes to you and it's like, "Hey, cool, I want to get in shape, I want to get fitter. Cool, we'll have you on the stage in 8 weeks or 8 months, sorry. I want to get a little bit stronger. Cool, we'll have you a powerlifting contest in 1 year. We'll have you squatting 4 plates, deadlifting 5, and benching 3 plates. We do this as a way to kind of show off our expertise and how good we are at what we do to our clients. But what it often does is it has the opposite effect. It shows our clients that we don't necessarily listen to them and listen to the goals that they want to achieve. So that client who we've already said that we may want to get on stage, they just want to lose 5 kilos. The client who wants to get stronger, and we've said we're going to get them to deadlift 5, squat 4, and bench 3 plates aside. They just want to be able to get off the ground without hurting, and they want to be able to lift their kit up without having any issues there. By doing this and setting these goals at this really high level for our clients, we do a number of things. The first thing we do is we overwhelm the client, number one. Okay, so if the client is overwhelmed, what happens there is when you're overwhelmed, how often do you want to actually dive into the thing that you need to do? The answer isn't very often. So if you're overwhelmed by something, generally what people tend to do is retreat from it and not do the thing that they need to do to get to the giant goal. The issue being they've set the goals at such a high standard that the overwhelm is too high, they can't actually get there. They can't visualize the next best step that they need to take to achieve the thing. The second thing it does, it actually leads us to set the client up for failure because they're not going to achieve that goal. It's very unrealistic, someone coming in and with zero training background, zero serious dieting experience to get on stage in 8 months, and it's very unlikely that most people will get to a 5 dead, 4 squat, 3 bench training program. So we need to kind of scrap that really, really quickly. The third thing that it does is it actually leads us to using the wrong strategies, resources, tools, and training methodologies and nutrition coaching methodologies with that particular client. So when we have a client come to us and they want to lose 5 kilos, and we have this belief that we want to impress them, we're going to put them on stage, we're probably going to do the tools that are required to put someone on stage, which is macro tracking, calorie tracking, really high, really challenging exercise programs, body part splits, taking every single rep and set to failure. These are the things that we're going to use because these are the tools that work really well for that particular job. But the job that the client has hired us for is something completely and utterly different. So we need to use different tools for that. Something like a food journal to create a better relationship with food, some mobility work so the client can move better and actually get more enjoyable movement throughout the course of their day, and something that they can do regularly that they enjoy with a high degree of safety and efficacy will be the best thing for this client. Now, this problem trainers have, I've seen this time and time and time again, particularly since I've dived into the business education sphere in the last like 3 or 4 years. And this is a huge reason why a lot of personal trainers' businesses don't go the way that they think they should. They have no problem signing clients, they have no problem, doing that sale, getting leads, etc. But they have a huge problem with retention. Generally, trainers fall into 2 camps. They won't get clients straight off the bat, or they get clients and they won't keep them. They both lead to the same outcome: someone leaving the industry after the average age of 3 to 6 months. If we fix our retention, that's generally going to have the greatest effect on longevity, because if you can sell and then you get straight into retention, you're going to last longer anyway. It's a matter of averages. So what I implore everyone to do, and what I've done to kind of solve this problem, is create the client levels guide. So this client levels guide divides clients into 3 levels: 1, 2, and 3. It's very, very creative. And what it does, it tells you the training methodologies, how it work for each different level of client, the nutritional tools that you can use for each level of client, the accountability tools that you can use for each level of client, and most importantly, the mindset tools that you need to be aware of for each level of client that you work with. If you're working with a client who does want to get on stage, for example, their mindset needs to be very, very different to the level 1 client who's just trying to get a better relationship with food. The level 1 client will need to understand that that food isn't necessarily bad for them, but how they eat that food is bad for them. Where the level 3 client will have to learn to endure high levels of hunger, delay gratification for a long period of time, and basically embrace suffering as a way to achieve their goal. two very, very different things for two very, very different goals. So if this podcast resonates with you and you want to find out more about that, we also have a link to book a call where we can go through that. But we have all the tools in the client level guide. Simply click the link that will be attached to this podcast. It'll take you to the download page and that will answer a ton of your questions. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. I'll see you soon next week.